Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus, or evening or dusk or dawn, whatever it is. Hey, we're so thankful you stopped by. I just want to give some practical tips because God cares how we spend our money on how to best utilize your dollar during times of rising inflation or supply chain like we had, because things can be difficult to find. So let's get started. I've been a math guy from the time I was very young, constantly looking for deals. So let me just give you a few tips. First of all, always pray. Say, God, everything I've got's yours. Lead me, bless me today, guide me into good deals. Now, let's say groceries, for example. One thing I find very helpful is I don't get married to brands. Two dips I normally get when I go grocery shopping. This is for my snacks, because I usually get guacamole and I get hummus. And so invariably, I live like 2 houses down or something from a Publix. So Publix gets most of my grocery dollar. And so Publix has a reputation, at least for around here, for being a little high on groceries. So, but not being married to a brand, almost always something's going to be, BOGO or 2 for $6, save $1.98. And not being married to a brand and looking for deals like that, that's just going to save you an enormous amount of money. The second thing is let's say recently there was some ham I get. I do these for snacks too. It's like no growth hormone ham and all this kind of stuff. And so it's normally $4.89 a pack. Well, a lot of times here recently, they've been having it for $3.89 a pack. But you got to watch it. You got to watch these expiration dates. So what I do, like I just did this recently, there was packs of meat. It was $3.89, normally $4.89, and the expiration date was well over a month away. So I bought 3 packs, saving $1 per pack. But I always watch those little expiration dates. Also, another thing I want to encourage you to do is be on the lookout when they ring stuff up. Recently, and I won't mention the grocery store, but this has happened several times, on a $35 order, I saved $13 because they had things mispriced. And they fought. They were like, no, it's not mispriced. I'm like, go check your shelf. So as they're ringing it up, I was looking at the little pad where you stick your credit card in and that kind of thing and everything. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. That's not what it said on the shelf. Just today, I went and my bill was $31. And by the time I got through, it was $21. I don't look for stuff like that. I just look, I know what I paid, what it said on the shelf. And then when I see it going through and it's different, I'm like, wait, something's different here. And usually they're fine, but I'm going to say probably 30-40% of the time, the managers and stuff, they'll try to fight you on there. They'll, no, it was really that price and all that. And I'm like, let's walk to the back and let's see, and we'll show them that it was in fact that price. Sister Waldron and I had a case like this. We were buying little boots for a young person at church, and kind of like a little child that we just love, love the parents and all this, and he's just so cute. He needed these little pair of boots. Well, they were $6.97 at Wally World. And so when we got it to the register, they rang up $19.97. And I said, wait a second. That was on the rack that said $6.97. They said, no, it is in fact $19.97. Okay, so put it back. We do not want that. So don't be married to brands. Buy extra when you can. Now, let's say on and always look at what they're ringing out. Now, let's say it's books or something else you need. Always check prices on Amazon, eBay. They kind of hide stuff sometimes, especially on Amazon. Like, it'll say this book is $16.11. But if you look down at the bottom, it'll say used copies $2.97. And so you click that, and it's going to have different categories from acceptable to good to very good to, I forget, near mint or something like that, to like new. And it's been my experience that almost always, very rare exceptions, if it says very good, that's an awesome copy of that book. And also, let me look on the flip side of that. Just because something is on Amazon doesn't mean that it's cheaper at your local Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, those kind of things, because we often find stuff cheaper at these other places than they are on Amazon. And so use coupons. I do that at CVS. CVS is normally pretty high on stuff, but use coupons. You can get it cheap. You always also have to factor in, okay, I've got a Sam's Warehouse, maybe, I don't know, 8 minutes from me, something like that. But I got to go through several red lights, kind of get on the interstate, go to the next exit. And it can just take some time to do. And so let's say I am at Dollar General or Publix or something that is around me, let's say within a mile and a half of me, that is it worth the time to get something a little cheaper at, you can be, a pound wise, penny foolish or something like that, that you can spend more money in time and gas and inconvenience. That, you pay 20 cents more for the item at your, local small box store, but there you have it. Sister Waldron, I also try to shop local a lot. Also, in times of high inflation, if you get like 6 months same as cash, well, they're paying you to buy the product. And so like PayPal constantly has 6 months same as cash if you spend $99 or more on certain things. Well, let's say, if inflation is 6 or 7%, well, they're paying you to purchase that. So keep that in mind as well. There's just all kinds of little tidbits, save your pennies, the old saying, your dollars will take care of themselves. We know about tithing, we know about giving, we know about budgets and those type things. But always, when you go out to eat, if you'll carry a bottle of water with you, let's say Sister Waldron and I like to do what we call tailgating. We'll go through a drive-through or something and eat in the parking lot. Well, if you'll just take a bottle of water with you, well, you're going to save $2-3 unless it's McDonald's, getting the drink and this type thing. Also, like McDonald's, they have $1 extra large drinks. Well, there's times that you can get something. If the McDonald's is like next door or something, if the drink at Burger King or Wendy's is $2.79 or Hardee's is $2.99, and you can get them for $1 next door at McDonald's, and the line's not too long, do that. Get that. So there's all kinds of just little, again, tidbits of wisdom that you can use if you're smart to save money. And even when I say smart, I'm just talking about not necessarily even intelligent, just if you are wary of different things, you can get a lot of things cheaper. Clothing, like we know Dillard's. Dillard's, once a year, January 1st, is going to have this massive sale where everything is marked down like 70% because they're just trying to get rid of their inventory. And then also, they give you 12 months same as cash to pay for the stuff. So if I'm going to buy suits, obviously, you know, God's been good to us, but I can't afford to buy suits at Dillard's normally. They're very expensive. But you go that day, and then you've got 12 months same as cash, where they're paying you to buy it because of inflation. Times of deflation, that doesn't work. Man, that's good. eBay, like this shirt, this is, I think, a Roundtree in York. And it's a very nice shirt. I think it retails for maybe somewhere like $79.99. But normally you can buy them like new with tags, NWOT on eBay. Some of you have other places to shop. Used, you know, all this kind of stuff for somewhere around 20 bucks. And so I don't mind buying stuff used. I don't mind buying stuff on eBay. And, you know, just do that. Maybe it's because my cousin was 19 months older than me, I think, or maybe 21 months growing up. So I didn't know what new clothes were till I got a new sweater when I was in 9th grade. I always wore hand-me-downs. So it's no big deal to me. And, hey, I'd rather save that money. Dad grew up during the Depression, so did Mom. And so we were just raised to be very cost conscious. So again, these are just some viable ways, and you'd be shocked. Always know the power of compound, not necessarily even interest, but compound money. I mean, if you save $10 a week on something, that's $520 a year. I know of people that say they're so broke they can't hardly do anything. They go get a Starbucks for $5 basically every day, 300 days a year. Do you realize, okay, you might only be making 40 grand a year, which is decent money, but 40 grand a year, did you know you spent $1,500 of that $40,000 on your lattes? Besides taxes, besides the gas, besides the wear and tear on your car, and time is money. Yeah. So be very careful with those little traps that they're your little, well, this is my little indulgence and all this. Well, your little indulgence can turn into something that's just a monster that's out of control. The fruit of the Spirit of temperance. But again, God's blessings can help you be able to find stuff. If God can provide manna and water in the wilderness, He can provide for you and I times of high inflation, supply chain, different things like that. Sister Waldron and I, we were able to, really a miracle of God, back in 2021, the price of cars and vehicles were exploding through the roof, especially trucks. Well, we just stopped at a yard sale, and they had a truck. Dad had died for sale, and we said, well, how much would you take for the truck? And they told us this extremely low price. And so we gave them our number, and it had been several weeks, maybe months, and we hadn't heard anything. We thought the truck was gone. All of a sudden they called one day and said, well, the person we had said they wanted it, they didn't come up with the money. Do y'all still want it? And so we were able to do that and, give it to her dad for use and that type stuff. So just let God direct you, and He will bless your steps. Thanks for watching. I know this is not a video normally like we would do, but trust me, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The Bible talks a whole lot about money, and this is just a very practical lesson. Hit subscribe, bell notification, put it on social media. God bless you, love you, talk with you later in Jesus' name.